Now I put in the caulking that I want to put in. I want to explain to you how I do this. Now generally you don't use caulking in auto body. You don't. They do have what's called a body panel filler, which say if you have a roof line or a quarter panel that goes into a roof line, they have a kind of it comes in a caulking tube like this one, but it's a panel, it's a vibration deal. You put it between the panels to keep it from vibrating, but they don't use house caulk. Now this is an experiment because it's an old deal. But let me show you how to do the caulking right. The first thing you do is, if you're going to put this on something that's going to be sanded, you do not want to get any caulk where it's not wanted, like up here or in here. You can't sand caulk. It's kind of like sanding rubber cement. You can sand it all you want, but it's still going to stick there. It's just a bitch. And what I've done is I've taken just a tiny bit of caulk and gone in with my gun here, right here, and put a little tiny bit around the edges. Then what I do is I take my hand and I dip it in water, okay, because caulk is water soluble. And then I go around the area and get it where I want it. Yeah. Okay, see? Now I know this is going to shrink a little bit. You can use a little bit of water on the caulk. If you use too much, it'll make it too soluble, and what'll happen is when it goes to dry, it will shrink way too much. What you want to use the water for is to give your final coat a real smooth edge. And you want to make everything even, like down in here and down in here when you do your work. Basically what we're doing is we're molding, we're doing artwork. And to be a body man, you need to learn how to do this. Now I'm thinking, and I wonder if anyone out there, I could do a whole series on auto body. Not actually painting a car, but with plastic fillers, the whole 9 yards. If anyone out there is interested in me teaching an auto body class online, how to exactly do it with a car, then let me know. Let me know. If there's a lot of support for that, then I may do it. And then what I've done is I've taken my caulk and I've got it just around the edges here. Okay, you don't want to get it on the flat panel at all. You want to wipe it off. Now these, if you look in here, these are kind of rough in there. That's no problem. I got a little bit of water in there, and that water's going to dry out when I put this on the heater. It's easier to have it dry out and shrink a little too much and add more caulk. By the way, this is supposedly the best. Most caulk costs $2 a tube. This is about $5, and it's supposed to be the best. You're supposed to be able to put it on that thick and have it still work. I've never used it that thick, but it goes on pretty nice. So I've taken the caulk and I've molded it to the back. We're doing molding here. And I've molded it to the front. Oh, that's the back there. But I made sure that I brushed my finger in water here to get a nice, really nice smooth edge. And then take off all your residue and these little edges right down here. You want to have them even. And don't get anything in these damn edges right here. Okay? Nothing. Because it's hard as hell to get out. You'll spend hours getting it out when you could have spent 2 seconds and took it out with a little bit of water. Whatever it is. It could be Bondo or Spot Putty or the caulk. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll let this dry. And if I'm happy with it, I will sand the rest of it very carefully and not touch the caulk, because all it'll do is scuff it up really badly. And that's not what you want to do. You want to leave it that way it is. Then I'll prime it again with filler. I'll give it a good prime. I'll get that down again. I'll sand that down. And if I really like the job, then I'll take my primer sealer and I'll seal it up. And then I'll let this, since it is winter outside, see, that's what it looks outside in Wally World. And a lot of houses, like this one next door, this used to be a barn that was on this property. A lot of houses in the areas were barns that were converted into houses. It's a really cool house. So, and I'm doing all my sprinkler system. I'm doing a new sprinkler system and a few other things, which the wife wants done because that's what it's like being married. It's hell, hell. So remember, all you young guys out there, once you find that right woman, run! Or if you do move in with her, don't give her your real name. Put everything in her name, just in case she gets pissed off at you, and she will. And that way you can go out for cigarettes and just don't come back. Now I should have learned that lesson, but well, hindsight's 20/20. And we continue.